At first, no one noticed. The line was slow. Two girls arguing with the bouncer, one guy begging to be let in without an ID. Someone dropped their card, and it slid under the booth. The air by the door smelled like sweat and cheap cologne, and no one was paying attention to the seven standing slightly off to the side. Until it snapped. "You can't film here." The security guard's voice wasn't loud, but it cut. Short, sharp. He was talking to a girl with her phone out, who'd stepped just a bit too far from the line. Every head turned, to her, to her screen, then up. Too fast, too early, she realized it too. Lowered the phone. Laughed. Too loud, too thin. "Sorry, is that?" And then one of the girls chewing gum, pretending not to listen, exhaled like something hit her in the chest. "That's Jungkook?" That was enough. The guard's shoulders tensed. He hadn't recognized them, not yet, but something was off. The crowd behind him started turning. Then everything happened at once. Someone pulled out a phone. Someone else grabbed a friend's wrist. A hushed, "Shut up, no way." A third was already Googling. Half whispers, stuttering fragments. "That can't be Taehyung. Wait, that's Jin. No, look at the hair, that's Jimin." That's when the guard lifted his hand, firm. "Gentlemen, I need you to stop here." The seven were one step from the entrance. Jin stopped first. The others froze behind him. No one said a word. No pushback. Just that one wrong step, now suspended in silence too thick to ignore. The guard stared at them, then down at the tablet in his hand. He was searching for something to match. He still didn't know who they were, but the tension was already there. The line behind them stopped moving. A guy dropped his phone. A girl behind him bent down to tie her shoelace and avoid eye contact. Someone giggled. Wrong moment. The group didn't move forward. "I'm gonna need IDs," the guard said. Jungkook answered, quiet, polite. But no one heard the words, just the weight in his tone. The guard shook his head. And then they started turning, not in sync, not together, like people trying to disappear, fast, before it got worse. One of them stumbled. Another glanced at the crowd and jerked his gaze away. Hoseok pulled up his collar. Namjoon almost said something, but stopped. Too late. Someone was filming already, and the camera was shaking. There wasn't a scream, no unified gasp, just this slow, cracking spread, like ice underfoot. The girl with the phone didn't press record. Or maybe she did. No one saw. Her hands were shaking, and she held the screen close to her chest like it might explode. Someone whispered, "I swear to God that's Jimin." Someone else, "No, it's not them. It's just guys who look like them." Right? But no one left. No one moved forward in line. The club might as well have vanished. The neon flicker over the entrance was just light now, not destination. Inside, the bass kept pulsing, low, body level. But out here, nobody danced. They stood, like an audience that hadn't realized the stage was real. And then a laugh. High-pitched. Wrong tone. One of the girls near the back let it slip, tried to cover it with a cough. Her friend elbowed her, whispered something sharp. She didn't respond. Another voice. "Did you see Tae's jacket? That's the same one from, I saw it on Weavers." That was the fracture. People started pushing forward, not aggressively, just enough to disrupt the line. Phones appeared again. Not up, just ready. In pockets, half exposed, screens already on camera mode. The guard said something, a sharp "back up," but his voice didn't carry anymore. He looked toward the door, signaling someone inside. Reinforcement, maybe. Too late. The group was still facing away from the entrance now. Jin had one hand half raised as if to say something, then lowered it. Yoongi glanced sideways, not at the crowd, but at a reflection in the glass. The club's name was backward on the door. Their faces were faint in the gloss. A guy near the front tried to say, "It's not them," but his voice broke halfway through, and no one backed him up. Someone else whispered, "I think they're leaving." And that was worse than confirmation. Because if they were leaving, they were, which meant all of this. The glance, the phone, the breath held too long. Wasn't a maybe anymore. People started filming, not with confidence, with panic, like they were already too late. And still, no one said the word BTS out loud, like naming it would make it irreversible. Someone from inside pushed the door open. A flash of red light spilled out, then slammed shut again. A staff member leaned toward the guard, speaking fast, annoyed. The word problem slipped out. Loud enough. Wrong word. That did it. A girl near the front said, too clearly, "Why are they here?" Not yelled, not whispered, just said. Like a question you're not supposed to ask in this place, about these people. Phones came up now. Not all at once. One, then another. Someone tried to angle a screen low, pretending to text. Someone else turned their body sideways, blocking nothing. A guy laughed and said, "Bro, no way!" Like it was a joke he didn't believe. Security shifted. 2 more guards appeared, standing wider than necessary. Their presence didn't calm anything. It sharpened it. "Please step back." No one did. The group stood there, half-turned, caught between leaving and being watched leave. That in-between space dragged. Someone in the crowd tried to clap, stopped after one beat. Someone else hissed, "Don't!" without knowing who they were talking to. A girl covered her mouth with both hands. Her eyes didn't blink. Another whispered, "This is bad," like she'd just realized the rules were already broken. Inside, the bass dropped again. Outside, people shifted their weight, stepped on each other's shoes, apologized too late. Jimin moved first, just a step, backward. It wasn't dramatic, it was practical, and that made it unbearable. Because once one of them moved, the crowd reacted, not cheering, not screaming. A ripple of motion, a collective lean forward, like everyone wanted to catch the mistake before it disappeared. Someone said, "I got it," to no one. Someone else said, "Delete it," to a screen already recording. The guards closed ranks, and the door stayed shut. The crowd cracked, not physically, not all at once, but like a circuit overloading. A guy near the middle tripped forward, caught himself on someone's shoulder, and blurted out, way too loud, "It's them!" No echo, no reply, just a vacuum after the words dropped. The silence didn't come from awe. It came from everyone realizing the line had snapped. The line between maybe and it is. Between don't say it and too late now, phones came up. Not in excitement, but confusion. Like people forgot what they were supposed to do. Some recorded without aiming. Some aimed without pressing record. One girl was filming the ground. Another was crying, but quietly, and not for a reason she could explain. Behind the group, one of the guards muttered something into his radio. He looked pissed, but not at the crowd, at them. Like their presence was a mistake that had dragged everyone into it. Namjoon took one step closer to the wall, not to hide, not even to avoid attention, just to get out of whatever was breaking open in front of them. Inside, no one had come out. The club had sealed itself off like the scene wasn't real, The doorman, the velvet rope, the red light. They were still there. But they didn't matter anymore. A girl shouted suddenly like she couldn't help it. "Why here?" It hit like a slap. Her voice cracked mid-word, and she immediately backed into the crowd, covering her face. But it had already landed. Not on them, on everyone. Because now it wasn't just, "What are they doing here?" It was, "What are we doing watching this?" Two of the guys had already turned completely. Jungkook had a hand half raised, not waving, not blocking, just up, like muscle memory without a purpose. Hoseok mouthed something, maybe go, but no one could hear him. The cameras didn't stop, but they didn't know what to capture anymore. Some filmed the backs of heads. Some filmed each other. Some just held their phones up, like maybe the moment would clarify if you just didn't blink. But it didn't. And no one moved. The group began to walk, not together, not in formation, just walking, away from the club, past the crowd, past the door they never entered. They didn't run, and that was worse. If they had run, stumbled, hidden their faces, pushed through, it would have felt like a scene, something to process. But this steady, quiet walk, wasn't a performance. It was refusal, and no one could look away. Taehyung passed by first. Someone reached for him. Didn't touch. Just emotion, like reflex. He didn't react. Just kept walking, mouth closed, jaw tight. The collar of his coat brushed the girl's hand. She flinched like it burned. Yoongi didn't look at anyone. Jimin did for a second. Just one glance, soft and sharp at the same time, like he saw exactly what was happening and didn't forgive any of it. Jin's shoulder bumped into someone's bag. They didn't apologize. Neither did he. The last to pass was Jungkook. His eyes were hidden under a cap now. He hadn't been wearing it earlier. Nobody remembered when he put it on. As they moved past the outer edge of the line, if it could still be called that, people parted without speaking. Like the group was radioactive. Like contact would make it real. A girl started to say something, stopped halfway through her own breath. Her voice died in her throat like she wasn't sure if it was allowed. They disappeared down the street. No car, no bodyguards. Just vanished, step by step, swallowed by the city. No one followed. No one screamed. And slowly, like coming out of anesthesia, the crowd looked at each other. Not at the club, not at the videos, at each other, as if to ask, "Did we see that? Did we do that?" Someone said, "Don't post it." Someone else said, "It's already everywhere." A guy near the door turned his phone over and just held its screen down. Not to hide it, just to make it stop existing for a second. The bouncer said, "Flat." Next, nobody moved.